Celebrate good times, come on. We're gonna smash the fool's idol. Hey guys, welcome back. Now once again I've decided to record immediately after doing a workout, and also after having my lunch. So for once I will not be hungry, hopefully not too badly indigested in the process either. Delicious. New York deli sandwich. Tons of pastrami, cheese, lettuce, tomato, bit of sauerkraut, all on rye bread. It was delish, or deli-ish, however you want to pronounce that, whichever is more accurate and whichever gives you more of a titter. So yes, I kind of decided that the combination of having the fuel in the system plus the residual even endorphins seems to produce the best result in terms of my motivation, my general presence, and the hype I have for playing the game, so why not? I mean, Demon's Souls is one of those rare games I could play in absolutely any setting or any condition, but I might as well do it in one that you guys find primo entertaining. Why not? I finally figured out how to get past this as well. I was being a dumbass. There's a separate platform right here. Literally all I had to do was drop down one more level and walk across the item. That was all I had to do to get here. What else have I been doing? Yes, I also looked up the World Tendency events at last, as I promised I would. With like, how can I put this? Most of the major events in terms of like changes in the world happen during White Tendency. So after you successfully, without dying in body form, killed a bunch of bosses and or killed like the NPC Black Phantoms that are in the at least the first couple of areas of each world. As such, I think it's actually impossible for me to get pure White Tendency in pretty much any level I've been in so far, except maybe Boletaria. And Boltaria's got like one World Tendency event, like story-wise or like environment-wise, and that event you can actually access in either pure White or pure Black. Ironically, I assume they did that because they sort of figured that's where you start. That's probably the world you're going to die in the most, at least to begin with. So they sort of gave you a freebie on that to try and artificially engineer a situation where you would see the event, hopefully, and be able to figure out that's what's going on. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do any of the story events, much to my own annoyance. Like, I don't know, perhaps I can tweak things on the emulator. I don't know, I haven't looked yet. It might be possible I can artificially trick the game into giving me one rather than the tendencies. So I know they used to do a thing where on certain dates of the year, if you were online on those dates, all of your world tendencies would shift like automatically towards one or the other. Like if you played on Halloween, all your world tendencies and you were online would just instantly be black, all of them. I can't remember what date used to be pure white for everything, but there was one of those as well. Apologies about hearing me knocking mine on the microphone. I'm trying to get into a comfortable seating position.
Magnificent. I never expected to get out of there alive. My name is
Such
Frey.
faith.
I am known as a sage.
I am known as a
thought my
coriander.
magic would give me an
Nice to meet
edge
you.
against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment, but I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus.
It's important doing basic
thank
stretches
the
and cardio,
stars that I escaped when I did.
even in
I
quarantine.
owe you my life.
Yes, you do. You gave me some shoes. That's terribly nice. A little bit of stereotype, but fine. Who is Jerry and why do I have her shoes? No, of course, it's stilettos in the blade. Oh, right, that's... yeah, okay, I remember this now. It's a dagger that steals MP. Is it when you kill or when you just hurt? I can't remember that. But if you're playing like a pure mage build, that is a very useful little weapon. If you're running low on spice and stuff, and if you perhaps, for whatever reason, haven't bothered to pick up the fragrant ring yet, even if you have. Like, you can use it to keep attacking and keep damaging the enemy, while assisting in regenerating your MP to then launch a spell at them. It's quite useful. I mean, it's obviously situational usefulness, but still. Useful nevertheless. I'm also going to backtrack, in addition to doing Frake stuff, and pick up little odds and ends that I didn't get the first time round. Like this stuff, which I didn't do because I rolled through the arrows. Didn't really save me that much time, per se. Oh! Oh, that's an angry squid boy. What happened? Someone make calamari out of your sister? Calm the fuck down. Where was I? Yes. Steal your spice, just because I can. Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought now. Oh, never mind. It'll come back to me, I'm sure, if it was terribly important. Ah, all the fun stuff. See, unfortunately, I don't think I can actually do the World Tendency events. Not the white ones. I can do the black World Tendency events. I just have to keep popping ephemeralized tomes and then dying. That's not terribly difficult. You die like 3 times and you've got pure black, more or less. Unfortunately, the black World Tendency events aren't, in my opinion, they're not as interesting as the white world ones. The white world ones actually give you like access to new areas and progress like story quests for various NPCs. The black world ones tend to make, well, they make the world harder for a start, and they also give you like unique enemies to fight that don't appear anywhere else. Black World Tendency is also the only way you can get primordial demon souls, which are basically this game's version of Demon Titanite. The upgrade materials you need if you want to upgrade a boss soul weapon. They're useful in that regard, at least, if nothing else. I don't know. I'm sort of debating. I mean, I quite like the spear, actually. There's part of me that's sort of leaning towards perhaps getting the blue blood sword just for the crack. It's a fun weapon to use as a mage, even if you don't have a particularly high luck stat. Especially, like I say, if you've got like the top tier magical enchantment, which is light weapon, I think that's right. I can't remember which demon you have to kill to get that buff, actually. Yeah, well, never mind. Let's carry right along. We'll debate more of this later. And I'll try and figure out if there's a way I can tweak my settings to actually get some World Tendency events, just to show you guys. She got a tiny dagger in that picture. Doesn't seem very holy. I mean, it could make you very holy, but doesn't seem holy. Here she comes. The Fool's Idol, which I think is supposed to be like a demonic facsimile of the Queen of Latria, if I remember this correctly. She's kind of a cutie, isn't she? Smash the Fool's Idol indeed. Don't knock it till you've dated a woman with 4 arms. There we go. Now, as I've mentioned before, Demon Souls boss fights are pretty much entirely gimmick fights with the exception of the Flame Lurker. Although perhaps the Flame Lurker's gimmick is that he just genuinely gets harder to fight as he progresses. I don't think I really showed that off terribly well in my video. But he starts getting more aggressive, he starts doing contact damage, and he starts just... I think he actually just starts doing more damage per hit as well. Yeah, developer messages in here trying to explain what's going on if you're paying attention. I want to kill as many of these arseholes as I can because the main body of this fight involves trying to figure out which of several duplicates is the correct Fool's Idol. Now, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware at least, there's no magic. There's no magic and there is no ring or anything like that allows you to just delete the duplicates from view at the very least. You have to figure out what is what by paying attention to how they move, how they attack, and specifically what they use to attack with. The Fool's Idol is the correct one. Will use, I think it's Soul Ray, and the rest use Soul Arrow, if I remember this right. So she'll use this big, quite fancy looking, boomy spell, and the rest will use just a piddly little Soul Arrow when they attack you. The copies will also dissipate and vanish after a couple of hits. You don't even have to deplete their health bar. Just smack them once or twice and they'll vanish. Now as the fight progresses, she'll also start laying down traps. Each time she vanishes, the fight gets a bit more complex. I don't know if the number of copies summoned changes. I think it might. But the number of traps that she lays on the floor that stun your character, the number of those increases and their placement becomes more difficult to avoid as well. There we go. Yeah, that's a decent chunk of almost 1,000 damage from one volley of attacks. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. There we go. I think I'll count at least 3. Yeah, there's only 3 of them, so... Ah, there you go. Those green glows. Wow, that did nothing, did it? Those green glows we just saw on the floor, those are the traps I mentioned. If you step on them, you get frozen in place for something like 20 seconds. There we go. Just giving herself away already, that's the real one. See, that spell's a lot different than the others. It's not a pretty little shot, it's like a big Kamehameha blast. She's the real one. So we need to get around to her. All the traps were in the middle of the room, so as long as we stick to the edge, for this at least, we should be fine. Alright, give her a couple of quick stabs. There we are. And again. One more. I just said, all the traps are in the middle. Then immediately walked into the middle, ignoring my own of, oh crap. Yeah, this was, oh, there we go. Like I said, more copies than last time, and some of the traps are now on the outside as well as the interior ring. What I should have really been doing was attempting to look and memorise their placement. But to be quite frank, as long as I'm careful, it shouldn't really matter. No, that's not her, which means you must be, ow! Yep, that's the real one. Good job on revealing yourself, I'm very impressed. Why did I waste that healing item? Double laugh, that's creepy. I think that might be an emulator glitch, that's not supposed to happen. She's not supposed to laugh twice. Not unless you've... Yeah. The only time she should laugh twice is if you've left Buddy upstairs still alive. In which case you'll hear her laugh again after she's supposed to have died. I think you get a message saying that the Fool's Idol will be revived or something like that. Yeah. Dev's telling you where you need to go and what you need to be looking out for. Right. Have a quick look around. Item? No, I want that item. I may never use it, but I want it anyway. I can't think of anything that's... Well, anything like boss-wise that's susceptible to plague, actually. I don't think any of the bosses are plaguable. Old Hero, maybe? I think you can poison Old Hero. You can poison Flame Lurker. This bears investigation. Might need to look that up online. Just see if there are any bosses that I can plague. That'd be hilarious if you can. Because plague absolutely wrecks health bars. Insanely fast. Baby Snail's a lot of fun when you're playing online. Which you can't do anymore, admittedly. Yeah, the original Gargoyle transportation scene. It's been used in God knows how many FromSoft games since. This is where it originally came from. It seems to be like a visual that Miyazaki really likes. The idea of quite clearly still malevolent, but somehow helpful monsters. Like, they're helping you, but it's for their own damn reasons. It's not because they like you or want you to succeed. Okay. Well, we've witnessed a semi-rare Demon Souls bug, which is the random gesture after that cutscene. No one's ever been able to figure out exactly what does that. I mean, a lot of people theorise it's like a 6-axis thing, but A, the controller was flat on my lap, I wasn't pushing the X button at all, and the way I've got the emulator set up, it can't read 6-axis input. Yeah, that's right, you did see a giant heart in the background over there. A giant demon heart, in fact. That spews centipede-like monstrosities. Isn't that fun? If your answer was no, you're correct.
Well, we've been long acquainted, so...
We really have. I've been playing FromSoft games for what? Been a part of a decade at this point, my god.
Well,
Now, to have a quick look to see if there's anything particularly new or interesting in Patch's inventory. Other than the shards of Archstone, not particularly. Oh, is she a cutie? Yeah, none of the other like level up girls in the games do that sort of thing.
You saved Sage Frake, did you not? Then I was right to bend the rules and teach you a few tricks. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you.
You sound
Do
it.
you see how important selfless acts are in this dreary world?
Yeah, they get me things. Anyhow, let's see what our hard work has awarded us.
I have a proposal for you.
We're not that sort of girl,
You
sir.
bring your demon souls to me.
Oh,
As
right.
I determine more about the essence of the soul, I can teach you new magic. A
Sure, why
demon
not?
soul is no mere amalgamation of lesser souls. You have your wits about you. Surely you understand me?
Give demon souls, receive powerful magic. Yes. Seems fairly straightforward to me.
Do you have a connection to the disciples?
Not in so
Do
many
not pay
words.
attention to them if they speak poorly of me and my magic. Prayer is for the foolish, quaint, and soon to be dead. And heaven forbid the day you find out what their so-called God really is.
Foreshadowing. Ooh. Soul Ray, yes please. I think it's Soul Ray that allows you to go through multiple enemies at the same time as well. It's not that much stronger than Soul Arrow, but you can multi-strike, which is always fun. Fire Spray can be fun situationally. Especially, again, you can't do it online anymore. But it used to be fun to harass people with Fire Spray. Just stand at a distance and walk around, blasting tiny fireballs at them while they're trying to do stuff. It's mainly more of an harassment spell, trying to get people to move, generally towards you, or to do something. More as an outright damage spell. And we took Fireball as well, because that's just a lot of fun to hurl gigantic fireballs of death at people. Especially if you go into Valley of Defilement, where there's a lot of creatures that are weak to fire. At least one, if not more, in fact, of the Valley of Defilement bosses is very weak to fire. I think both of them are, actually. They're both like the two early
was
ones.
defeated and captured by the Golden Elder beyond that
Aster.
dungeon. Beware of him, for he manipulates souls.
Don't we all?
He has power over dark souls, those
Dark souls.
susceptible to madness and paranoia. I know of 3 human leaders who became demons. King Alant of Boletaria, Astraea of the Valley of Defilement, and
That's
the
an interesting
Golden
one.
Elder of Latria. They have proven that humans can evolve to a higher state. We were wrong to assume that only demons could do demon work.
That's indeed
has
the interesting
power.
part.
Bring me more demon souls when you can.
Uh-huh, will do.
Patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
Aw. That's sweet of you, Framped. Framped? Frake. Wrong series. But it is an interesting thing to point out. For the most part, actually no, pretty much entirely up until now,
You met the last survivor.
we've been fighting like demons or duplicates of things resurrected by demon power.
On a whim. And now they've trapped us here in the Nexus, in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty, if you ask me.
It's enough to give you conniptions.
Well, you found yourself a demon soul, did you?
Lots of them.
I'm impressed. Yes, indeed I am. Stay the path, and you will soon be a monster yourself.
We're a monster.
Can't you see you've fallen for their trap?
Oh, I thought we were doing the laughing thing still. But yeah.
What? You again?
Mm-hmm.
The
It's me.
disciples and the magicians in the Nexus despise one another. Did you notice they never sit in sight of each other? The
Like school cliques.
What good comes of childish rivalries?
My point exactly.
We are all prisoners here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fools.
Depressed bros got it right.
I can forge weapons for you.
But yeah, it's another not so subtle hint that perhaps accepting the Maiden in Black's gift to channel soul power, not actually the best decision. Like I say, she got what is essentially secret dialogue if you refuse when she first offers to do it for you. And she sounds like genuinely ashamed for even presuming that accepting demonic power-ups is something you'd want. It's very interesting to listen to. You start to realise that perhaps I was a bit too gun-ho. Perhaps I shouldn't be willy-nilly accepting demon powers.
Do come back.
Thank God.
I've done like the no-level run. I'm kind of sad that it doesn't actually give you anything different in terms of like, other than like the Maiden in Black stuff. It doesn't give you any different dialogue or anything like that. Even the Crestfallen Bros dialogue doesn't change. I think that would have been a nice touch if the NPCs, beyond just the Maiden in Black, reacted just subtly differently to you if you didn't like level up or accept demon power to get stronger. If they were like, so you decide to like stay human, or that's not very subtle at all, is it? You get what I mean, though. Perhaps do stuff like Crestfallen Bro, who are a bit antagonistic towards you. Normally, we're a bit friendlier. Nothing particularly outspoken.
Sages
Would
and
be
all
nice.
manner of wise men watch over the halls of this nexus. This rejuvenating sanctorium is a fine place for the slayers of demons to rest their weary bones. I too must contribute how I can, for we are indebted to our honorable defenders.
Yes, you are.
We are indebted to you, for you fight on our behalf.
Thomas, you've already said so. You're embarrassing yourself now. But repetition is not the greatest. Speaking of demon powers, however.
Soul power, dost thou not?
Yes.
Then touch the demon inside me.
Oh my.
Soul of the mind, key to life's
What do I want to level up?
soul.
I want more intelligence because I want a third spell slot. I want to be able to use enchant weapon, and also a more powerful spell, ideally. All I want is like 2 spells. That's basically all I want, is 2 spells available to be able to do that. Perhaps have flame spray on hand for when I'm just running through like regular levels. Just again, because it could be fun. In a fun way to like harry you, distract, or even outright kill actually in the right situations. Creatures from a distance. The hell happened there? My entire game glitched out of existence for a moment. That's new. Oh well. It's not the fastest way of doing this either, is it? I tend to forget how slow using pop souls is in this game. Is that enough to do 2 levels at least? No, it is not. Damn it all. Probably a better idea if I equip them, and then just mash square to pop them one after another. That might be a better idea, actually.
So the world might be mended.
Yeah. Let's do that and go back to focusing on health and endurance after that. Again, not the most efficient way to do it. I mean, it'd be much simpler to focus on leveling just intelligence and magic, really, I suppose. To get the most out of my enchantments and whatnot. Well then, that's more like a pure magic build than anything else. Because I can just pump nothing but intelligence and magic up to like 30, 40. Get your hands on all the best buffs. All the rings and items and increased magic damage. Stack it all together with stuff like the Clever Rat Ring, which increases all types of damage just across the board by like something ridiculous, like 50% in your low health. You'd be like an extreme glass cannon build, like each spell does stupid amounts of damage, and the high tier spells can like wipe bosses out in seconds. It's insane. Although obviously the counter side to that is that if a boss so much as sneezes in your direction, you're probably crumpled like a paper cup. So, swings and roundabouts.
Thou seek
Or you can do, like I say, the Soul Level 1 run, where literally all you do is get hold of like passive spells for the most part. Like Poison Cloud is your absolute friend. There's pretty much nothing that Poison Cloud can't eventually kill, as long as you're being patient enough. And there are several bosses where, thanks to stuff like Soul Form and the Feast Ring, you can like sneak around behind them, cast Poison Cloud on them, they don't react, it's not a direct attack. They should let you kill them. It's great. So I also want Fire Spray as well, just for shits and giggles. There we go.
Bring me more patience.
Now actually a lot of these spells tend to be slightly disappointing when wielded by you the player compared to the demon you got them from. Like the Fire Spray that I get versus the one used by the Armored Spider. Yeah, nowhere near as good.
We've been long acquainted, so
That's not Patches. Patches, shut up. Patches. Thank you.
well.
Fucking hell. So yeah. Look at the time. Ooh, I got some stuff I need to do. And a few moments of workout stuff I want to do as well, so I'm going to pop off and do that. Get some water. Do a few more stretches and other odds and ends. Then we'll come back and we'll start exploring the upper towers of Latria. So yeah. Till then, Till then, see you around, folks.